Are you making these 3 big mistakes on your website? Once I really started paying attention to my website and implemented the things that we're talking about today, my inquiries doubled. Yeah, it's powerful. Intro. Hey y'all, my name is Tavia. I am the owner of The Beauty in Birth, and I train birth photographers how to run successful businesses. Each and every week on this channel, I release a new video on Friday that's going to help you grow your birth photography business. So make sure and click subscribe and click that little bell so you get notified every time a new video is released. Your website matters. You own your website. I know that everybody's talking about social media and how important social media is, and it is important, but you own your website. You do not own social media. Mark Zuckerberg could decide he's done with social media and close everything down tomorrow, and there's nothing that any of us could do about it. And all the time that we spend growing our following and getting engagement and getting people to like our pages would be all for nothing because all of those people would be gone. So that is why having a website that works well for you is so important. You own your website. I know fixing your website takes so much time, and I know that the tech can be overwhelming, but it's so important to figure out because your website is your digital storefront. So I want you to tell me in the comments, do you like your website? Just type a simple yes or no about if you like your website in the comments. Okay, so the 3 big mistakes that I see birth photographers make on their websites. The first one is you do not have a single birth image on your website. If you're a birth photographer, the very first image I want to see on your website is a birth image. And not only that, I want it to be an emotional birth image. Emotion is what sells birth photography. So if you want to be a birth photographer, all the images on your homepage should be birth photos, and they should be emotional birth photos. So that's the first mistake I see birth photographers make is I click over to their website and I don't even know they're a birth photographer because they don't have a birth image on their homepage. That's a simple fix you can fix right now. The second mistake I see birth photographers make on their website is they have so many words, paragraphs of text that, sorry, is boring. Here's the thing. I do think that words are important. I'm not saying don't write anything on your website, but I am saying that it needs to be interesting and it needs to keep your readers' attention. There's no such thing as too long, only too boring. So what do you write on your website? I want you to speak to the benefits of birth photography. I want you to use emotional words and think of the emotional side of birth photography when you're describing it to your readers. I think a lot of times we default to talking about the features. I'm on call from 38 weeks until you deliver. This is how much my prices are. I want you to instead describe the experience. Describe that she's never going to forget how she felt the moment she saw her baby for the first time. Do you see the difference between those two things? The difference between saying, I'll be on call from 38 weeks until you deliver versus never forget the moment you saw your baby for the first time. So speak to the benefits and the emotional side of birth photography. Another thing is to write like you talk. Be yourself. I think a lot of times we end up typing like we're writing an English essay and we sound really formal. And a lot of times that's not how you would speak in real life. So what I want you to do when you're writing your website is type like you would speak in real life. How would you explain whatever you're writing about to your best friend or to your spouse? Write like you talk. Be yourself. Whatever page you're writing, ask yourself, is this how I would say this to my best friend? How would I explain this to my spouse? I want to pause really quick and make sure that you know about a free training that I have all about how I earn $10,000 plus a month in my birth photography business. And you can get info on that training at getbirthphotographyclients.com, and there's a link in the description. Okay, hang with me because there's a bonus tip after this one. Mistake number 3 that I see photographers make on their website is they haven't updated their portfolio in like 4 years. I know it's something that we often forget to do, but as you're growing in birth photography, your skill has likely changed, and it's super important to keep your portfolio updated. When somebody goes to your website, they're looking at your portfolio to know if they want to hire you. So often I go to photographers' websites and they say, but don't look at the galleries because I haven't updated them in forever. Your clients are going and looking at the galleries. So make sure you're updating those galleries every 3 to 6 months. Set a reminder in your schedule to update your portfolio and keep your portfolio around 10 to 20 of the best images you've ever taken. And remember, birth images. If you want to be a birth photographer, I want to see all birth images. And then the final mistake that I see birth photographers make on their website is they have no place for anyone to join their email list on their website. So when somebody visits your website and they click away, you're never going to hear from them again. But give them an opportunity to join your newsletter, to join your email list on your website so that you can stay in touch with that person. We talk about how to do this in my free training at getbirthphotographyclients.com. Don't forget to click that that subscribe button because I release a new video each and every Friday that's going to help you grow your birth photography business. And here's the thing, if you love birth photography, if there's something in you that wants to be a birth photographer, you were made to be a birth photographer. So get out there and make it happen. Have a great week.